What's up, YouTube?
Gotta get my glasses for reading.
What's up, YouTube? I wrote a story yesterday, so that was Friday.
We had story time yesterday. It was so like, oh, I
So-
should read my.
We wrote stories. Oh, me and my sister wrote stories, and I wrote like almost a chapter book kind of thing. But anyway,
7 pages
um,
of delightfulness.
so like I'm gonna read it to you guys, and I hope you guys like it. And I'm sorry if I stumble on some words. It's like, ugh. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and I think it would make a great movie one day. Just saying, but you don't have to. Like, we don't have to make a movie out of it one day, but it would be nice to make a movie out of it one day. But anyways, I'll start reading before I yap away. Anyways, so it's called The Life of JoAnne.
Ow.
Okay, I'll show you guys the pictures when I'm done reading the page. Once there was a young little girl named was JoAnne, but people knew her as Joy because how joyful she was. Joy had dirty blonde hair and beautiful baby blue eyes. She lived in the country at the end of the dirt lane. It was the biggest house in the district. Joy came from a very wealthy family. She was the daughter of Sir Harry Francis. He was known for being the ruler of all of England. Joy was only 3 years old whenever her life changed. Her mother passed away and her father remarried. Joy's father remarried. Joy became from the only child to the youngest of two new sisters. You would think Joy would be happy having sisters, but this was the moment Joy realized her mother was really gone and her father won't help her. Here are the pictures. That's the picture of like what she would look like, and then that's the picture of the house that she lives in.
Yeah, I don't want that house. It's creepy.
And then how she felt, and then her dad getting
How
remarried.
she fell?
Felt,
No.
and then that's like her new stepmom and stuff. But it's random pictures I
Her
found.
stepmom's ugly.
Anyway, every day Joy's father would get up for work and he was gone all day. So this meant Joy was at home with her stepmother and stepsisters. Joy knew she didn't want a new mom or even sisters. So Joy knew she needed to talk to her dad, but the real question is when. Joy always tried to talk to her dad when he got home from work, but that stepmother of hers kept telling her it was bedtime whenever her dad would get home. Joy knew she had to try and talk to him ASAP. Days became weeks, and weeks became months, and Joy still hadn't had a chance to talk to her dad or even see him anymore. He was always working, and Joy was always told to do something or to get something whenever he was around. Soon after Joy's 4th birthday, the family moved into her house, and they had to leave Joy's father behind because he was working too much. And he told his new wife to take Joy with her. Joy didn't like this, but she couldn't even talk to her father anymore. Joy felt so alone. About 10 years later, Joy hadn't talked to her father since the day they moved whenever she was 4 years old. Joy has no idea if he's even alive or dead. Joy always did whatever she was told by her stepmother and stepsisters. Joy was alone and never showed her feelings much. She had no friends. Joy's life was waking up every day making breakfast for her stepmother and stepsisters. If Joy had time, she would have some herself.
Breakfast! No, I will eat their breakfast.
Okay,
I'll
anyway.
spit in their breakfast.
Okay, anyway, let me finish. Then Joy had to walk to school every day since her stepmother wouldn't give her a ride to school like her stepsisters. At school, Joy would only go to class and get bullied. After school, Joy would go to work at her family's porta potty cleaners control. Then after work every day, Joy would go home so tired, but she had to clean her stepmother's house. This was Joy's life since they left her home and her father 10 years ago. Joy was lonely. Joy was a lonely, sad teen and never thought she would feel love or what love really was. She's seen her stepmother with new guys all the time, but she realized they all made money. Joy knew her stepmother was a gold digger, but there was nothing she could do about it because that's how her stepmother was. Joy just knew her life. Joy just knew her life was anything and everything her stepfamily wanted her to do. There was no way out for her. Years later, Joy was still doing the same old life, cleaning up and taking care of her stepmother and stepsisters. Joy would clean the house and go to work and always picked always got picked on by her stepsisters and her stepmother too. They they were always rude to Joy and made her feel unwanted and unworthless. Joy was sad many days. Every night Joy would ask herself why would her mother and father name her Joy when she isn't even joyful or happy. But Joy knew her mother always knew something about her that Joy never knew about, and that's what always made Joy roll her eyes and just smile and help her get through her days. We're getting there. Even though Joy felt so alone and worthless at times, she knew one day her life would change and she'll get a chance to be happy, but she didn't know when that day would come. All Joy knew, all Joy had to do was hope and believe. One night, Joy's stepmother was telling her that they were having a big ball called A Night to Remember for her stepsisters to find a man to marry. Joy rolled her eyes and knew right there what her stepmother was going to say. Will say, so that night you will be seen, you will not be seen and not be heard, just clean. And after that, her stepmother said, so I want you to get the whole ball ready. I don't know how you would do it, but get it done. Joy knew she had to get it done and be out of sight that night. It bugs her. It just bugs Joy so much since she does so much and gets treated like nothing. And her stepsisters are so rude and as her stepmother, and they get everything they want and more. Joy knew that's how just life worked around here. Joy just wished that good people were seen and thought of, not forgotten and thrown away like garbage. The big night came, and Joy got everything done and ready for her annoying, rude stepsisters. She made sure there was stars hanging off the walls and pretty lights all around and food. There were lots and lots of chocolate there, and everything was clean and the guests were coming. Joy knew she had to get out of the ballroom ASAP and keep cleaning but upstairs so she would be out of the way and not seen like her stepmother wanted. As the night went on, the stepsisters were talking to boys after boys. Joy was cleaning the house from top to bottom like her stepmother wanted her to. So, I know, long story, sorry. When I get writing, I get writing. As it got closer to midnight, Joy was getting so tired and just sat on the floor and fallen asleep. As her stepsisters had to call it a night and the stepmother was starting to send people back home, some young, good-looking person tripped over Joy and woke her up. Joy was shaking and didn't know what to do because someone sees her. The person said, "Are you okay? You look really good for being really tired. Why aren't you at the party?" Joy didn't know if she should answer or walk away, so she walked away. The person looked at her and grabbed her hand and sat down with her on the floor and asked her what was going on. Joy never talked to anyone about anything before, so she never like so this was new to her. She was so nervous, but when she looked right up at the person's eyes, she felt something that she had to open up to this person. They both ended up laughing, crying, and smiling until Joy ended up hearing her stepsisters coming upstairs to go to bed, and Joy knew she would get in trouble, so she told the person to go, and she pushed them out the window. And the person asked, And the person
So
asked,
rude.
and the person asked, "When am I going to see you again?" Joy didn't know what to say, and the person said, "I'll come back."
I'll love you forever, Tiffany.
No, and I'll come back. And Joy was happy but worried at the same time. The person left, and Joy had a smile on her face. She never really talked to someone like that before, and that person seemed to really want to know about her story. Joy tried to hide the smile when her stepsisters came, and they got mad at Joy because they saw Joy happy. So they called their stepmother to come, and the stepmother hit Joy across the face and said, "Why are you smiling? You got cleaning to do. Cleaning isn't something to smile about. You have better not been seen tonight, or if you did, oh child, you don't know what's coming to ya. You think you've got it bad now, girl? Just you wait." Joy was so nervous, so she just said, "Nothing. I just saw someone fall down the stairs on their way out, and I seen it." The stepmother smiled and said, "Then, good. You better not been talking to anyone. No, no. Now get going and clean up that party and go to sleep. You gotta wake up at 4 a.m." Joy did what she was told, but that night she couldn't get that person out of her mind. Did someone really wanted to see her again? Did someone really took the time to talk to her? Joy didn't really know what to think. Days became weeks, and still Joy never heard of that person again, or seen that person. She wondered if that person was a dream, or was that really real? She was unsure. Joy had no idea anymore. She just knew she had to get up and clean, since her stepmother and stepsisters needed the house cleaned, since the stepmother said they needed to sell the house ASAP. Joy kept at it and was cleaning all day as her stepmother and stepsisters went out and to do what they had to do. Joy stayed cleaning and was making sure everything was clean. Out of nowhere, Joy heard a noise. She got scared. Then someone hugged her from behind. It was that person from the night of the ball. She smiled and they hugged. The person told her, "Here, I got us tickets to go far, far away from here, and you don't have to live like this anymore. A beautiful girl needs a beautiful life." Oh, here's the picture. Joy knew she had 5 minutes or less to make up her mind before her stepmother and stepsisters came back, or she will never have this chance again. Joy made up her mind and felt like this was a sign from her mother, so she took it and took the tickets with this person and got on a plane and left and never looked back. It's been 2 years since Joy finally left that place. She never felt so free before, and every day she thanks that person for meeting that person that night, because that person saved her life, and she's blessed that they met. Joy never felt like this way before. She was smiling and laughing and enjoying life so much. She now knows why her parents named her JoAnne, because she's very joyful and loving to be around. Almost there. Joy and Adam have been dating since he took her away from that place, and they are planning to get married one day and have a child on their way. Joy has never been this happy before, but is joyful every day her and Adam met. She knew this is what love is and what her mother wanted her to do in her life. The end. Sorry it took forever. It was a long story, I know. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Maybe it could be a movie one day, for all we know. But thanks for listening. Bye, YouTube.